Welcome to the channel. My name is Davey Moans.
Name him! Davey Moans.
And this is Bioshock 2. I'm currently platinuming all 3 games in this series, and we'll be playing Bioshock 2 for the first time in this video. Out of the 3 games, I feel like I've seen or heard the least about Bioshock 2, and it seems to have the lowest review scores of the 3. After playing it, I think the combat is an improvement over the first game. The ability to use plasmids and weapons at the same time seems like the most obvious thing for a sequel to do, and I think it made the combat a bit more fun than the first. My biggest issue playing through the game was the weapon wheel and how inconsistently it would actually work. I'd switch to another weapon and the ammo UI would change, but the character wouldn't actually switch guns. It felt like I was playing the game with a permanent debuff that swapping weapons had a 50% chance to fail. A big change between this game and the first is that you cannot go back to areas once you leave them. I think this has a big impact on the difficulty because the player has to be strong enough to do everything as they go. Unlike the first game when you'd probably have to backtrack to fight the big daddies. For the trophies, this game has 38 to earn for the platinum, and it only took me about 12 hours to complete. I technically earned them all on one playthrough, but there was a little cleanup I'll get into later. Like the first game, I have to play on the hardest difficulty with the Vita Chambers off, and I'll need to collect a lot of audio logs. Shout out PS5 trophies. Overall, this platinum is pretty easy. Let's get started.
I offer you a choice. Join my crew. Will ye serve?
Bioshock 2 puts you in the diver shoes of a big daddy, but the big daddy's life isn't all lumbering around and harvesting Adam. It's also about protecting your little sister. A task plasmids have made much harder.
Her name is Eleanor, and she is mine. Now, take the pistol. Place it against your head.
No. Wait.
Fire.
But it was not the end. I felt life in me again. I've been sent back until my task is done.
With the intro out of the way, we awaken 10 years later. Almost immediately, I realized this game was significantly easier than the first game, as you can see by how my interaction with the first enemy of each game went. I guess being a big daddy does have its perks. Getting our first plasmid comes with a dose of schizophrenia, as a little sister appears to tell us to find Eleanor.
Eleanor has missed you. Find her.
She then immediately gets abducted. While chasing after her, we turn on the power, and that lets a familiar face call us.
Please, find me in the Atlantic Express train station.
On the way to the train station, I found the rivet gun, and unlike the first gun in Bioshock, this one was actually pretty useful all game long.
Impossible.
I caught up to the little sister, but that unfortunately means I also caught up to the big sister.
Your sister doesn't want you playing with me.
You get your fucking hands off me!
While the game is a lot easier than the first, it can still be challenging at times, and the big sisters are this game's hardest foes. The big sister flees from our first fight, but she's a bit of a sore loser, so she drops the ocean on us. While certainly dramatic, this accomplished nothing because I'm literally wearing a diving suit.
It's free real estate.
I did like the ocean walking sections in this game. I guess you could say they're just gimmicks because they're just walking, but I found them to be pretty immersive. And the first one gives us this game's welcome to Rapture. Re-entering the city from here earns me the first trophy. From here, we're trying to reach Tenenbaum, and I find this game's hacking tool. Hacking has been changed to a quick time event, and the first hack earns me the second trophy. The main enemy of the game is Dr. Sophia Lamb, and she'll be trying to stop me from reaching Eleanor all game long, starting with this ambush. Well, starting with the whole assisted suicide really, but you know, that's water under the ambush pit.
Another happy landing.
Eleanor then contacts me, asking me to find her, and she gives me the telekinesis plasmid. I had some fun with that in the next room, before almost soft-locking myself. You see, I used up all my Eve, but I still needed some in order to progress.
Son of a bitch!
I had already done a lot of looting in the area, but I did find some on a body and could open the door. One of the trophies it takes a while to earn is for getting 50 kills with hack security. I saw that I can't do any damage to an enemy for it to count towards that. So if during the video you see me standing around like a dumbass getting shot at, it's because I'm trying to let the incompetent security get kills.
Do it! Kill her!
I reached Tenenbaum, but Lamb 6 more enemies on me. After almost dying trying to let security handle things, I killed the splicers for the next trophy. Tenenbaum then passes us off to Sinclair and dips out of the game entirely. Sinclair is basically this game's Atlas in the sense that he has a thick accent and will be guiding us most of the game from now on.
The name's Augustus Sinclair, sport.
We hop on the train out of here and end up in Ryan Amusements. The entire objective of this level is to leave this level. That's kind of a pattern throughout this game. By getting past a frozen door. The only way to do that is obviously by getting a new plasmid, so off I go to find it. I came across one of the weapon upgrade stations, and unlike the first game, there's only 3 trophies tied to weapon upgrades, so I won't mention most of these. This first upgrade does, however, give me one of those trophies. To get the plasmid, I'll need Adam, which means I need to find a little sister. Hello? Anybody in here? Guess not.
How embarrassing.
Here, I'm doing you a favor. I found a little sister, and predictably she's guarded by a big daddy. I killed it with significantly less trouble than I'm used to, and he must have been pretty surprised too because he started tweaking. I adopt the little sister as my own, and that pops the next trophy. You will spend a lot of time escorting little sisters, which, to be fair, is very on brand. You can escort them to up to 2 bodies where they will gather Adam, and I think I got pretty lucky on the first gather because I did this without taking damage or anyone getting to the little sister. Getting that out of the way early was pretty clutch. Completing that opened the way into part of the Rapture Museum, and by dueling Andrew Ryan, I get a trophy. This part of the level was probably my favorite of this game. You follow a ride's tracks around various displays on Rapture, and I'm a sucker for amusement park or ride-themed levels like this. While here, I hacked a turret, giving me a trophy for hacking each type of machine. I finished gathering the Atom, and like the first game, you have the choice to rescue or harvest the little sisters, and once again for a trophy, I have to rescue them all.
Feel the power of the sun!
I used that Atom to buy the Incinerate Plasmid to solve the door issue, but it's also great for spicing up a romantic evening.
So no head?
On the way back to the train, a big sister decides to square up, and I didn't do a very good job of avoiding all the random shit she was throwing at me, leading to a death. I killed her on the second try, and then the game glazed the shit out of me. Defended yourself from the big sister without dying. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I'm finally able to thaw the door, meet up with Sinclair, get a trophy, and set off for Pauper's drop. Here I dealt with a big daddy and started to gather, and this game is so much easier than the first, I actually had to double check I was playing on hard after one-shotting an enemy. After completing all Little Sister gathers, I had enough Atom to buy a plasmid slot, and that earned me a trophy. Now, much like the last level, our goal here is to just get the train moving again, and to do that, I have to find Grace Holloway. My way to her gets blocked by a brute, and the only tool that can clear this wreckage is...
Find yourself a genetic research camera, son.
No, don't say that.
But before finding one, I took out the other Big Daddy on this level and got another trophy that really isn't true. Defeated 3 Big Daddies without dying during the fight.
What?
Technically, since when I die I have to reload a save, I guess the game considers this an entirely deathless run. That's some glaze. I find the camera and it works a bit differently in this game. Instead of pictures, you take videos of targets and get points based on how you attack them. And after researching a second splicer, I got a trophy for researching my first splicer.
You're late.
During a gather, I found a rocket turret, and by Uno reversing it, I earned a trophy. Completing this Little Sister's gather summoned a Big Sister, and it's very important that you research all of these you encounter, or you could possibly end up short on that research. Another improvement this game made over the first is you can actually see your research progress. I found a brute to study, and that gave me the ability I would need to clear the passage. Through here I would find a weapon upgrade station and buy the third upgrade for the shotgun, earning me a trophy. I got some security kills and brute research done on the way to Grace, who was clever enough to have a secret hiding place, but not clever enough to hide the audio diary that tells me exactly how to find it.
This poster of Dr. Lamb in my room.
Not a great plan.
We need Grace's override key, but for a trophy I have to spare her, so it's very important that I do not harm her. So that's exactly what I did. I got a story trophy for handling that situation, and I make my escape on the train. Now, if you've gone for this platinum, you probably see what massive mistake I've just made, but I'm not going to realize it for several levels. So for those of you wondering what I'm talking about, I'll leave you in suspense a little longer. Our train ride is derailed thanks to a torpedo, and our destination of Dionysus Park becomes flooded, so we have to sidetrack through Siren's alley to find a way to drain it. Now between that last recording and this next footage, it had been over a week, so I was a bit rusty. And the big daddies here were ready to take full advantage of me. Eventually I started spamming telekinesis to counter all of its attacks, and I wrapped up the gathers here. I'll need a code to progress, so I'll have to track down Daniel Wales. His area is full of spider splicers, and when I hacked a few turrets here, I hit 30 hacks with the hack tool. I killed Daniel to get his code, and despite my limited resources, I decided to kill a big daddy and start a gather.
Oh, I have a bad feeling about this.
I max out the leadhead splicer research to give me a trophy for maxing one track, and despite an honestly pretty impressive effort with an empty health bar, I didn't survive and had to restart the gather. I narrowly completed it that time, and when I went to stock up again, I got a trophy for spending 2,000 bucks at vending machines. Inputting the code triggers an ambush, and despite the shit ton of spider splicers and a brute, the real final boss was the game all along. At least by having to redo that section, I got the trophy for 50 kills with hack security. Inside the new area, I completed the gather with the help of a few traps, and that triggered a Big Sister. I was sure to get my research in, and honestly killed her pretty easily. The boss at the end of the level did get the best of me one time, but I turned the tables during round 2. No need to get up. And killing him earned a story trophy and let me divert the pumps, allowing me to reach Dionysus Park. Here, we meet Stanley Pohl, and he puts the sus in Dionysus. He wants us to handle all the little sisters here.
Get rid of the little sisters.
That's why I'm here.
So cool, that's what I have to do anyways. I also use this area to work on getting kills with traps, and honestly, I'm kinda jealous of these splicers. This looks pretty fun. While working on the first set of gathers, I earned the trophy for getting 600 Atom with little sisters. And when you bring the little sisters to the vents in this level, you get some of the backstory of what happened here. Oh shit. I'm gonna be pissed if this kills me.
He spent all her money through these mad parties.
Is it possible to learn this power?
Alright, fuck off. I found a tonic that will help with research, and it was at this point in the game that I had been lulled into a sense of security. I was able to handle any enemy with relative ease and was stocked up on health packs. I had a little trouble with a safe, but otherwise smooth sailing. I rushed into a Big Daddy fight, but in my haste, I didn't notice a security camera in the room.
Oh, not good.
Honestly, the bots did more damage than the Big Daddy, but ultimately, we both came to a pretty cinematic end. This was the most progress I lost in either game by not saving, so I would not be making that mistake again. And I was all the way back where I got that tonic.
Fuck.
But the consequences of my actions weren't done with me yet, because as I redid that frozen area, for the life of me, I could not get this safe open. I was forced to call it quits because I was out of supplies, so I moved on to the Big Daddy and killed him without triggering security.
Great plan.
The gathers that followed that brought me back to the frozen area, so with a save, I tried that safe again, and again, like 10 more fucking times. No other hacks gave me close to this much trouble, and it's not even like there's anything super good in here. At least I got to shoot some trap after that with my turrets here. Oh? By saving all the little sisters here, we learned Stanley is responsible for Eleanor becoming a little sister, and learning that gives me a trophy. I killed the big sister in the area, and once again, I need to spare Stanley to get the platinum. So of course I spared him, and departed for Fontaine's Futuristics. We started running into a new enemy type here called the Alpha series, and this first one can take a few hits, but these become very easy pretty quickly. During this level, I'll be working with past Gil Alexander to work against current Gil Alexander, who's now insane and has locked us in.
Stop it.
I had the Atom to upgrade Electro Bolt to level 3, and fully upgrading the Plasmid gave me a trophy. I had to destroy Gil's signal relays, and doing that opens up the Plasmid laboratory. Inside the laboratory, I found the 100th audio log of the game, giving me the Historian trophy. We get the lights on to reveal Gil is a monster in a tank, and his past self tasks me with finding atom-infused plants. While doing that, I failed a hack for old time's sake, and during a gather, finally killed 30 enemies with traps. Rescuing all the little sisters here also gave me the trophy for dealing with all of them, and doing that spawned another big sister. While fighting her, I maxed out the big sister research and then almost got killed by a splicer playing dead. Now as I started to max out research tracks during this level, I noticed that my thuggish splicer research was lacking. And if you remember that big mistake I made in Pauper's drop, here's where I realized it. You see, thuggish splicers stop spawning in every level after Pauper's drop, and unlike Bioshock 1, there's no backtracking.
Son of a bitch!
So from this point on, I was thinking I'd have to do another full playthrough to get all of the research again. I did have a little bit of hope because some post online said some thuggish splicers spawned during the last level, so I'll have my eyes peeled for that. Anyways, the flowers let us get Gil's genetic code, aka the key to Lamb's hideout, and I walked away as Gil begged me to end his suffering.
Now, please, I ask you to grant me peace.
No, I don't really feel like it.
Side note, the game treats this as the good outcome, but I don't know. I feel like putting him down should probably be the morally good choice here. I use his code to open Lamb's stronghold, giving me a trophy, and right after that, as I enter, I got another trophy for saving all the little sisters, sparing Grace, Stanley, and Gil. And then descend into Persephone to find Eleanor. After fighting my way to her, Dr. Lamb goes Anakin on her ass.
You turned her against me!
You have done that yourself.
You will not take her from me!
Forgive me.
This didn't kill Eleanor, but it did transport me to a different game. There really isn't much to this little sister section other than finding big sister gear, but I'm able to deliver it to Eleanor. With her new drip, she comes to save me, and that gives me a few more trophies. Reaching this point in the story gives me a plasmid slot, and that gives me the max number. I then got a story trophy. And lastly, Eleanor gives me a new plasmid, earning me a trophy for having all 11. This plasmid lets you summon Eleanor to fight with you, and it's pretty awesome. We reach the last level of the game, Inner Persephone, and find Sinclair's lifeboat. Speaking of Sinclair, where the hell has he been?
Don't you recognize Sinclair, Delta?
That's my son! It's my boy!
I set off after him and I completed the brute research, so the only thing left is the thuggish splicer, and I'm pretty stressed about that. I was really hoping these prisoners would count, but they were exceedingly disappointing.
I don't know if you're allowed to do that.
I assemble a code to reach Sinclair and have no choice but to put him down.
What you say?
With the security overridden, we go to rescue the little sisters here. I fight through many splicers, none of which happen to be thuggish. What the fuck? Holy shit.
Going for the choke slam! Going for the choke slam! He does.
This area had the last upgrade station of the game, earning me that trophy, and we rescued the little sisters here. Eleanor gets them safely to the sub, and as we head there ourselves, a trophy pops. And then a shit ton of TNT pops. Fortunately, Eleanor can teleport, but I'm not so lucky. Due to my choices, Eleanor spares Lamb, and I get trophies for beating the game on hard, without Vita Chambers, and for escaping Rapture. Now I thought I would have to do almost another full playthrough to get all of the research, but then I found some hope. It looks like I'd only have to max the Thuggish Splicer research to get the trophy, so I loaded up a save I had at Pauper's drop. I killed Grace, didn't find enough Thuggish Splicers, wasted time, loaded an earlier save, got back to the camera, researched Thuggish Splicers, realized just how many were here that I missed the first time, felt retarded, and then platinumed Bioshock 2. Thank you so much for watching, and come back next time to see me conclude the series with Bioshock Infinite.
Is that it? I think so.